Ẹ mà lẹ níbẹ̀ yẹn ò nílé lóko. Ẹ sì kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Hello everyone, it's Aderonke again. I hope your day is going well. Today I'd like to talk about the word Oba. It doesn't mean king and it doesn't mean queen. It means something else. When you translate the Yoruba language to English or any other language, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and you start to see that word in light of the language that you've translated it to, there is a problem. So what I mean is you take the word Oba and you just slap king onto it because you think the positions are similar. You are shunning what Oba is saying in and of itself. You're shutting what the word really means down. So that's not good. Oba doesn't mean king. It doesn't mean queen. When you look at it, when you break it into syllables, at this point, it's not even necessarily syllables now. When you try to get the central verb out of it, I think that's the motivation for first breaking it down. When you try to get the central verb out of it, you see something else. So, O that the word starts with is a noun maker. It could be the one who, it could be the thing that. Typically, vowels with the tone mark or the tone do or re, precede verbs like that and make them nouns. So this is one like that. O is the one who, it could be the thing that. Ba, in this sense, is preside over. In and of itself, the word is something else. But ultimately, what it suggests is preside over. I don't even know if the word preside is good enough or exact. I don't think we can get the exact thing. But preside over is close. One thing you'll notice is there's nothing really gender inferring about the word. It's neither king nor queen. It doesn't refer to gender, first of all. If you look at the definition for king, the male ruler of an independent state, especially one who inherits the position by right of birth. So the fact that male is there tells you that that's one difference between both words. And the fact that ruler is there also tells you that they're not the exact same. Oba does not refer to a gender and it doesn't refer to rulership per se. I'll explain in sort of the overbearing sense. No, not really. Ba, the verb, ba is, when you say ba, lórí nǹkan, ba on something. Lórí nǹkan is on something or over something or on top of something, depending on the context. Ba could be to crouch. It could be to crouch. It could be to perch over something, and it could be to sit over something. It could be crouch over, could be perch over, could be sit over. That's what the verb means in and of itself. So you see a lot of animals do it, like leopards and cheetahs and ducks and hens, to protect their eggs, and it's a very common posture, So, and I'll tell you why this stance is people often hold this stance. People often take this position. But these are translations for it, I suppose. These are close translations for ba. Typically, I've intentionally chose this picture. It's really interesting because I love Oba Ife. He has a deep understanding of the culture. When he speaks, you know that he knows what he's talking about. Look at the leopard in front of him, taking the crouching position. So he does know what his position is, and he knows what his role is quite deeply. He knows what he's doing. So these are the animals that are typically associated with kings anyway. The leopard, the lion, the bird, the elephant, most commonly. There are other animals as well. Sometimes it would be the chameleon in certain cases, in certain regions of Yoruba land. But these four are the most common ones. If you look at the Yoruba king's crown, many times you may see a bird depicted, you may see an elephant depicted, you may see a leopard depicted. Maybe not necessarily on the crown, but somewhere around. There are qualities that these animals possess that the Yoruba leader is expected to embody or strive towards or perfect, So these animals are, you can see the leopard taking the crouching position. I like him because he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing. So anyway, why would animals or even people take the crouching position? Or why would they sit over something? Or why would a bird perch over something? Why would you take that stance? I was going to say, why would you take that protective stance? Of course, it is to protect. It's a protective stance. Quite right. Protect. It is to defend. It is to guide or lead for... Now, this is in general. Let's even put the Yoruba king aside. In general, animals, beings will take this position. Humans even, sometimes. We take this position to protect, to defend, to guide or lead, to ambush attackers or prey. So that is why. That is what, if you see an animal taking the crouching position, or you see a bird taking the crouching position, that's what it means. So, what for? It is to protect, to defend, and all that. That was why I said the word is given Presider. In the human sense, when you translate the crouch, when you translate that verb to the human sense, it's given Presider, or like overseer. But then the meaning somewhat starts to change because that is giving, it's painting another picture when you say presider, overseer. Like the way the dictionary defines overseer, a person who supervises others, especially workers, and common and synonyms are foreman, supervisor, controller. It is the controller part that is a bit, look at the N, the duck sitting over eggs. Our duty is not necessarily to control the eggs per se. It is sort of to defend them, to protect them, to guide them, so they know to follow the duck, to lead them, so that's just, it gives an overbearing sort of depiction instead of the one who serves description. That's the issue with translating to English and trying to find words that encompass what the Yoruba words are saying. So anyway, I suppose presider may work, protector works. So you can translate Oba as either a presider or a protector. A king, if you absolutely have to translate Oba to English, you can then say Oba Kunrin is king. A king would then be Oba Kunrin. Queen may then be Oba Birin. That is more accurate for queen, if you absolutely have to do that. And Oba Kunrin would be king if you absolutely have to do that. You don't really have to. Oba can be Oba. A sultan can be a sultan. They don't necessarily have to bear the word king to be valid. It's sort of what I'm driving at. And I was looking into what the words king and queen mean in and of themselves, as far as the roots of those words are concerned. And it's really nothing special. I don't see what the obsession is with referring to yourself as a king to feel valid. I really don't see it. This is what the dictionary says. Let's start with queen. So this is the definition: the female ruler of an independent state. As far as the origin of the word is concerned, it's from the Old English word queen, Cwene, which means woman, of Germanic origin, related to Dutch queen, Kween, which means barren cow, from an Indo-European root shared by the Greek. I don't know if this is called gyun or gun or goon. So yeah, essentially it just means woman or barren cow. That was why it said, I made a video in the past, I don't remember which it was, but I was saying that many times English people don't really even know what their words mean in and of themselves. They know what they associate those words with, but as far as the roots of those, English is not really a very original language. It's a combination of German, and it combined that to make up the English dictionary. You have German, you have Latin, you have Greek, you have Italian, you have French, they're like 10, 14 languages that English heavily relies on to even be a language. If Britain did not do as much as it did, as much havoc as it did, to sort of establish itself as a sugar honey iced tea, as the sugar honey iced tea, if you really think about the language, it's a pseudo language. It's not original or genuine. I don't even know how many words are English, like which ones don't have either this origin or that origin. So if the languages that it came out from did not at some point slowly die out, like Latin and all that, you would consider it a pseudo language. And if Britain was not as powerful, and in certain parts of Africa and in Asia, in India, and in North America amongst the Native Americans. And I think the British really did a lot to overcompensate for the lack of genuinity. Anyway, in many ways, if you ask an English person, what does this word mean? Okay, fine, they will tell you. But then if you ask about its origin, it has Germanic or Latin origins. If you ask about what it means in Latin, and really to explain any further, they don't know because they don't speak any Latin. Some, most people, except you study law or something. I think when I was a law student in Nigeria, I had to take Latin related courses. It was just one course, but there was another one that sort of related to it. You had to insert Latin in your discussions, maybe Law 101 or something. If you tell them to tell you what it means in Latin, like deep down, they can't go any further because they do not know. They simply do not know. If you ask them, well, it has Germanic origins. What does it really mean in German? Like really, they don't know. They can't really tell you. So that kind of language in which when you say words, you don't even know the real root of what you're saying. I think people don't care about what they're saying as long as they just use those words. And that means, as far as the spiritual aspect, of words and language is concerned and the effects, I think people just don't care. We open our mouths. I think that's one aspect of the Yoruba culture that I'm going to eventually get to. If you say yes, yes, you open your mouth. There's an energy sort of release. If you say no, you close your mouth. And so there's sort of like a blockage. So you're saying no to some. Language goes beyond just words. Anyway, yes means you, and no means just the basic, really shallow way of looking at language. Language is much more deeper than that. So anyway, I'm saying all this to say the word queen might, not just might, really just means woman on the surface. Now, I don't speak any German, so I couldn't really tell you what the barren cow is sort of inferring. But yeah, you see? So it's, to me, it doesn't appear to be anything significant. Per the old English, it just means woman. So why would you want to pride yourself as a queen over the Yoruba one that not only tells you what the role is, what the role of the Oba is, but it's quite just simply beautiful. Why would you want to, as you see a lot of Yoruba kings referring to themselves as king, I am king this. Let's see what king is, actually. The male ruler of an independent state, blah, blah, blah. As far as the origin is concerned, it's related to the old English word signing or sing, of Germanic origin, of course. When does it ever have an English origin? Related to Dutch, Koning, and German. Okay, see, I don't really know. I don't speak any German, so I might just be saying rubbish as far as pronunciation of these words are concerned. But basically, they are saying that it relates to the word kin. So like family, relation, people that you're associated with. It doesn't really hold as much substance as the word Oba does. So that's really my point. Is it's really hurtful to look at that people will put king over, even Yoruba kings would prefer to be called king over just some few silly ones. There are some that would prefer to be called emirs and sultans. Let me not even go there, because I think the specific king that I have in mind is sort of like a joker in many ways. The man is funny. I don't know. He just makes me laugh. So yeah, king, I think exceptionally significant to put over the word Oba. I'm just going to stop there. As far as King of Boys is concerned, because that comes to mind, I think that's a work of art. A woman sort of thriving in a predominantly male setting, that is sort of serving a purpose. It's a work of art. So as far as like, is Oba king? Oh, but there's a movie, because I know somebody will most likely refer to it. That's a work of art. With art, you can do what you like to some degree. So yeah, that sort of makes sense within that context. King is for effect. If you say Queen of Boys, I don't know if we would have had, it's neither king nor queen anyway. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Thank you to my patrons and YouTube members. Please feel free to join if you're interested in becoming a patron or a member. And I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your day, and bye for now.